YouTube world. This is my very first YouTube video ever, and I am nervous as heck. So bear with me with my pauses and hesitations. All right, so today I wanted to go over the symbolism in Kiely Rodni's Celebration of Life event. And let's begin by talking a little bit about who I am. This is my legal and ethical disclaimer for the channel. I am absolutely not a criminal investigator. I'm just a researcher sharing my observations for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not accusing anybody in this video, not pointing fingers, nothing like that. I have also never visited Turkey, and I'm in no way affiliated with any of the communes or communities that reside there. Today we'll talk about the birth name origins, meaning where Kiely Mai Rodni name come from. We'll talk about garland symbolism, and I'm talking about those flower garlands that you can see Kiely herself and her family wear in the pictures. We're going to go over animal motifs symbolism. You'll see what I'm talking about here. And we'll go over numerical symbolism. So Kiely Mai Rodni was a 16-year-old teen from Turkey, California, who disappeared after a gathering near Tahoe National Forest on August 6th this year. Her remains were found in her 2013 Honda CR-V underwater in Prosser Creek Reservoir in Northern California on August 21st. And I think her name might actually be coming from a name of a Hindu goddess named Kaali Maa. This is a Hindu goddess considered to be the goddess of change. Kali is the feminine form of the Sanskrit word kala, which means time. And time in this context means a changing aspect of nature that brings things to life or death. Kiely's celebration of life was held on September 10. It was the day of the new moon. The new moon was in Pisces. The zodiac symbol for Pisces is a fish. And Pisces, as an astrological sign, is ruled by the planet Neptune, who is considered to be the god of the sea. Attendees were seen wearing white garlands, as you can see in the picture on the right, and celebrating love, singing, and dancing were stated as thematic motifs of the ceremony, a bit unconventional for the US. So let's talk about those garlands and also the general theme of the event. So Hindu goddess Kaali Maa is known as a lover and a dancer first. Kali's favorite flower is said to be red hibiscus. That is why Kali statues are draped in red hibiscus and white flower garlands on the day of Puja, which is the celebration of Kali, which happens in India and other areas of the world that follow Hinduistic or Hindu traditions, and it's celebrating during October's full moon. In classic depictions of her, Kali is often seen wearing a garland of human skulls or heads, usually white in color, often enumerated at 108, 108, and 108 is an auspicious number in Hinduism. There is another form of Kali. So in the picture on the right, you can see Kali on the right and Durga on the left. And these two Hindu goddesses are two forms of the same goddess. And as you can see in the picture, both are often depicted wearing floral garlands. Durga is often depicted riding a lion. So we want to pay attention to the symbolism right here because the lion is going to reappear in our presentation later on. And Durga Puja is celebrated in September, October. I'm recording this on September 27th. So it's right around the time when Hindus celebrate their goddess. And there is also an event called Kaali Puja. This is a festival originating from India, dedicated to the goddess Kaali, and it is held in large cremation grounds. And those cremation spots can be large or tiny. It can be something that just one family is doing or an entire city is doing. And on the right, you see photos of Kaali Puja that is normally celebrated in October, and it includes cremation ceremonies, and then the ashes of the dead are immersed in rivers. So you see River Ganga on the photo on the right, and the city is Varanasi in India that is depicted in this pic. So why do Hindus cremate their loved ones? So Hindus believe in a close bond between body and soul, and the body is cremated so that the soul would reach heaven. The toes of the dead person should be tied together, and the hands should be kept in prayer position with the two thumbs tied. Following the cremation, the family often provides a feast for the entire community, and the feast often consists of sweets as a symbolic gesture to celebrate the process of detachment from the physical body and attachment to God. So the process is considered blissful and sweet, and that's why people share foods and most frequently sweets with their community on those days. And Kiely's celebration of life as well was held shortly after her cremation. At her celebration of life, we can see flowers, feathers. Those are all symbols of the goddess Kaali, as well as the ritual of dance. And we know that many attendees were invited to celebrate love and dance and sing during the ceremony. So this photo from the event seems rather odd for American culture. And we see 8 middle fingers aligned in the shape of a star. And remember the word star, guys, because we're going to revisit that towards the end of the presentation. We're nearly halfway through here. So what I think those fingers might be forming looks to me as a Kaali Yantra. A yantra is a symbol representing the energies of a certain deity. So Kaali Yantra is a symbol representing the transformative energies of Kaali, remembering that Kaali is a goddess of birth and death and life cycles and change in general. So the yantra is depicted as a geometric symbol consisting of inverted triangles that you can see here in the middle. 2 circles, so the inner kind of bronze colored one and then the outer white circle, and 8 lotus petals, kind of like an octagon shape. The red on the outside and on the inside of the Kaali Yantra is the color of the heart's lifeblood. And then gold or yellow is the color of the alchemist. The red and yellow flames are the transformative fires, bringing us closer to the spirit, or so is believed amongst those who honor the Kaali Yantra. So Kylie went missing shortly before her 17th birthday in August, which was the 8th month of the year. And if you have any friends who have birthdays in August, you probably know that they are Leos by their sign of zodiac. And we're going to revisit the number 17 and the lion. So we know that Kylie was described as being about 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 115 pounds, with blonde hair and hazel eyes, and on her ribs she had a tattoo of the number 17. And if we do the simple math, numbers 1 and 7 sum up to 8. Notice that Kylie's name, including her middle name, Kiely Mai, has 8 letters, and so does Kaali Maa's name in the proper Sanskrit spelling, because the A is long in Kali, and then Ma stands for mother or mother goddess, and it is also a long A. So in some sources you might find it having double A's. Now the tarot. So the tarot decks and cards are not a divination tool. They are actually a system. And the system of tarot is a visual gateway into the complexities of human psychology. On the right in the picture, you can see the cover of a book written about it. And tarot is a system of thought that links key archetypes of the collective unconscious, astrology, as well as numerical mysticism. So we remember number 17 from earlier in this case. Kylie disappeared shortly before her 17th birthday. She had number 17 tattooed on her. And in the tarot tradition, number 17 corresponds visually to the star. And the star tarot card represents reconnecting with one's soul, with the spirit, and transcending of personality, family, community, as well as reputation. And if you look to the right, especially the very, very right image, you might notice that the imagery of this card is mermaid-like. Just look at it. No comment from me here. Then if we sum up numbers 1 and 7, the sum of those two numbers is number 8. And in the tarot system, it stands for the card of strength, fortitude, adjustment. And the symbolism there is that this card represents the feminine force that can induce cooperation from others, balancing differences for the well-being of the collective. And the imagery, as we can see, is linked to the lion in the first card, which is the very well-known Rider-Waite tarot deck. And then we also see a lion in the Hermetic tarot that we see in the black and white and on this slide. And here are my closing words for this presentation. I invite you to celebrate a marriage of joy and grief with me. Joy for having had such a colorful light as a daughter for these last 17 years, for the way she touched my heart, and play and anger, love and hardship, and the grief, and knowing that the absence I feel now is matched only by the love that I have for a beautiful symmetry. And just like the song, we cannot retrieve through the melody, and just like the song we cannot retrieve, though the melody remains in memory, Kiely will surely remain with us as a reminder of life's perfect balance, said during Kiely's celebration of life her mother, Lindsay Rodni Neiman.